Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Lauren, and I used to be a librarian, and now I talk about books on the internet. So this was the week from hell for me as far as editing videos is concerned. I was working on editing my Gala of Peace reading vlog, and I had a Sunday reset type vlog that I was editing, and then my computer was out of memory and I ended up losing a memory card, and it was just not good. My computer should be good now because I decided to hard reset it. So we have all the memory in the world. We have the new operating system. We're good to go. So since I can't show you any of the footage from Gala of Peace, which I have an idea for recreating that, so we'll see. I thought I would do a mid-month reading wrap-up because that's one stack. This is my other stack. So, I thought I would talk about everything that I've read this month so far. Because this is a lot, and we're only halfway through the month. We still have a couple weeks left. So, let me see what kind of order we can put this in. Honestly, it's just going to be a little bit chaotic. So first, this doesn't really count for my March wrap-up, but I finished listening to The Passengers by John Mars. I started this a while ago, and it ended up on my pile of things that I never finished. I was enjoying it, but my audiobook got taken from me on Libby, so yeah. I had about half to still listen to. But then I found the audiobook on the Penguin Random House audio app, so I got to finish it, and I think if I had listened straight through, I would have enjoyed this experience a lot more. I gave it a 3-star. It's basically about this world where all the cars are self-driving, and then the self-driving cars end up kidnapping people in these self-driving cars. And then they have to kind of decide who will live and who will die because all the cars are on a path to collide. It was really interesting. It was a fun, fun topics to think about, who would you save, who deserves to live kind of thing. So while it is a 3 stars, I'm definitely going to read more books from this author because it was fascinating. Then I have a graphic novel. It's called Diaries of War, 2 Visual Accounts from Ukraine and Russia by Nora Krug. I got this one for free from work. It's basically a graphic novel about a Russian artist and then a Russian-born Ukrainian journalist. And each page has one page of one person's perspective, one page of the other person, and it just goes through, and the pages are marked okay, week 2, week 3, week 4, going through all of the the war with Ukraine and Russia. It was really fascinating hearing both sides of the experience, and I thought it was really well done. It has a lot of good information, and it's always good to see real everyday people's perspectives on things such as this, so that you can, learn more. So, good time, 5 stars. Next, I went into my Elsie Silver era, and I read Wild Love and Wild Eyes. I have Wild, whatever the green one is that just came out. It's in a box on my coffee table. I'm gonna unbox that at some point and then read it. I am loving these books. The only reason why this one isn't all tabbed up is because I did read it on my Kindle. But they're so sweet. I love the main characters. I think out of the 2, this one is my favorite because of the parrot. The parrot is just hilarious, and I kind of compared this. It was Taylor Swift meets Cowboys meets Sweet Home Alabama, and the vibes were just 100% perfect. Also, I mean, that's perfection. Perfection in a spine. So I'm in my Elsie Silver era, and I have no regrets. Next, I read Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix. This was the book club book for the Penguin Random House Employee Ambassadors for our first book club book. Stay tuned. I have our next book club book. Again, I'm going to unbox that next in another video. This is a 3-star. Me and Grady Hendrix are not like the best of friends as far as like things to read. I love him as an author and as a person, but I don't love his books. So like Horror Store was fine, but I didn't like it. 3 stars. How to Sell a Haunted House was 5 stars. This one is going back to like a 3.5-ish stars. It wasn't as heavy on the witchcraft as I wanted. I thought it was going to be a lot more culty, and like it was, but it just, something about it just didn't hit. It was too long. Kind of like how Horror Store felt too long for me because it just kept going and going and going. This was kind of the same way. So Grady Hendrix might not be the author for me. Who knows? I also have We Sold Our Souls, which I read. Another Grady Hendrix book. This is one of his older ones, and I will say like this is more quirky, goofy, and I had a good time with it. I thought it was interesting because it really explores the idea of like being a millennial or being a young adult and having to give up your dreams, in this case of being, you know, a rock star, and having to give that up to do more mundane things because that's what being an adult is. And at the end of the day, you have to be a productive member of society and make money and whatnot. So I think I enjoyed this one a lot more than this one. But again, it was just fine. It was a fine read. It's not a new favorite. Next, I am in my Kimberly Lemming era as well. So I listened to That Time I Got Drunk and Yeeted a Love Potion at a Werewolf, and That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Human. I was listening to these on audiobook from Libby, and they're really good audiobooks just to kind of listen to while you're doing other things. They were like my commuting audiobooks. They're easy to jump in and out of. They're extremely smutty, which is fun. And they're just fun. They're like a D&D campaign, but like you're not fighting anything really. You're just vibing and falling in love. So fun. This one has unicorns. Next, I have, I don't know why Catching Fire is not on this pile. That's interesting. Hold on. I do know because I read the paperback version and not my original hardcover. My bad. So I'm in my Hunger Games rereading era. I'm currently listening to Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes for the first time. That will be in this week's vlog, assuming this week's vlog actually gets made and doesn't get eaten by technology. So this is my like 3rd or 4th time rereading the books. I started off reading physically with this one because it's been a while since I read them physically. The last time I did the audiobooks. But then I just jumped back into the audiobooks because they're so well done. They're so captivating. They're good audiobooks. So yeah, 5 stars all around. I think as you age and you reread these, it's like a different experience each time. Like I know the first time that I read Mockingjay, I didn't enjoy it and I actually gave it like a 3-star. But this time I did enjoy it and I think I respected what this book was doing a lot more. Next, I listened to the audiobook for Surviving to Drive by Gunther Steiner. This is in the Lost vlog that is not coming out. So this is basically just his account on a year inside of Formula One, and he does narrate the audiobook. I think there was a lot of good insights, and if you're new to watching Formula One or new to being interested in it, this is a great way to get like a team manager's perspective on how the sport works and what's great about the sport, and just behind the scenes things. There are pictures, which is great. And this book does cover the years when what's his name was with when the Russian driver was with Marzipan was with Haas. So that was interesting to see how basically getting rid of him happened. So that was interesting. And then we have all the graphic novels that I read for Gala of Peace weekend. So I have the 4 volumes of manga of Rose and Blood, volume 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are vampire manga. It's basically about this girl, Stella, and she awakens in this mansion, and there are these men there, and they are vampires, and they feed on crystallized human blood to sustain themselves. And then she's like, oh no, you can feed on me, it's fine. And then it's basically kind of like a watch you situation with the boys. I enjoyed these, but I don't feel compelled to pick up volume 5. Like, I don't really care what happens. But overall, it was a fun series. If you are new to manga and you like dark romance, dark fantasy romance, you might like these. So, worth a shot. And then at one point during the night, I decided to read this manga Shakespeare for Much Ado About Nothing. This is not a good like 24-hour short readathon read, obviously, but while it was a short read, it was still Shakespeare. So like 3 stars. It was fine. I think it's nice that companies are adapting these classics into graphic novels and manga to make them more accessible to people, but it, you know, it was just a book. Like, I don't know. Next, I have The Invisible Man and His Soon-to-Be Wife. I thought I was going to like this a lot more than I actually did. This is a series that I've heard of before, but I don't know if I was just like not in the mood for manga, but it came out at a 3 stars. I just generally wasn't super interested in the character or in anything happening in this book. And next I have Cat Massage Therapy Volume 1. This was cute. Like, generally, it was just cute. It's about this cat massage parlor, and people come and get cat massages. It's colored. The cats are adorable. That's it. It was like a 3 stars, but I'm gonna keep it because they're so cute. The images are just so, hold on. They're just so stinking cute. And then I have The Hedge Knight by George R.R. Martin. This is like a prequel to Game of Thrones. I got nothing out of this. It was fine. I don't love the artwork. And I think I'm just kind of like over the Game of Thrones world. Like, I don't know. It was fine. And then we have Death of Wolverine. This is what it sounds like. Wolverine is dying. 3 stars. It was just a random comic that I owned. And I was like, well, what better time to read it than during Gala of Peace? So I did, and it was fine. That's it. That's where we're at for the month of March so far. It is the 21st. So we still have, what, like 10 days left of the month. So yeah, I don't know how much I'll be adding to this stack. We shall find out. But I am currently in the middle of like 3 or 4 books, so I'm sure I'll be adding a lot to the TBR. So anyway, if you made it to the end of this video, let me know what's your favorite book that you read so far in March. If you want to let me know you were here but don't have anything to say, leave me just like a book stack emoji, and I'll just see you in whatever comes next. Bye!